a man burp for me every time.
Better out than in, guys.
Better out than in. They always say, I finally figured out where it was from. Shrek. You are an ogre.
Wow.
Hi guys, I'm Allie.
I'm Jay.
And welcome back to Pretty Perspectives Podcast.
Happy Wednesday.
Yes.
And to continue our friendship series, today we're going to be talking about...
Why your friendships don't work? Is that nicer?
Yes. We had to do that take
Why
a
your
few
friendships
times.
don't last. Or, you know, people are always saying, like, either they don't have friends or, like, they don't last long. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that.
And one of the things that we came across that we found pretty fascinating was Aristotle, the Greek philosopher, talked about the idea of having accidental friendships versus intentional friendships. So he broke it down into a few different categories. And the first friendship, the accidental friendship that arises is...
Friendships based on utility?
Yes.
Is that how you say it? Okay, it's not gonna be word for word, and we'll link the video or whatever. So, yes, so friendships based on utility. So, like a business relationship, or you know, something that you're getting. We're only friends because you're getting something out of it, and I'm getting something out of it.
Yeah, a mutual exchange where you both are benefiting from the friendship. But the issue... That was me?
That was you.
So sorry. The issue with those friendships or why they happen to run its course and then end, is because the benefit that you get from one another eventually changes. You stop working together if it's a work relationship, or a partnership within a business. So that can be one of the reasons as you reflect on, has a relationship ended, is it's running its course, is what kind of friendships are you engaging in? Are they intentional, or do they just happen to happen? You just falling into them.
You just falling into
them. Falling into them. You can have situationships that are friendships as well. So those are some of the things.
And no friendship is really a bad friendship. I mean, you learn through different friendships. So whether you know them at work and you continue it, and or you don't, that's just the way of life.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything else you want to say about that?
No, that was one of the ones that again is designed to run its course, and knowing that there's nothing wrong with that, but being able to reflect and say, okay, that relationship has run its course. We were both benefiting from each other in this way, versus looking at it like you wasted any time. And then friendship number 2
is...
What is 4? This is 4. Friendship number 2. Actually, I don't.
Just grab it.
I know, right? Is friendships based on pleasure. Pleasure P. So this friendship, these friendships based on pleasure are more emotional. So there's emotional support that's embedded in this friendship. And typically these type of friendships are developed by accident again, because of common interest or something that you do with one another. So if you guys, a prime example is in school, right? You guys see each other all the time. You're in the same classes and sports and things like that. This can even like carry on through college kind of school. And then once that phase of your life has run its course, because I don't know about you, I have different interests than I did back in the old days.
Her whole 22 years of life.
Back in the old days, you know what I mean? So once you guys no longer have these common threads, the relationship just dwindles.
Yeah, so when we were like, you know, going over that stuff and like talking about it a little bit, one of the things that popped up in my head, I used to have a friend. We were literally like friends for 4 months. 4 months, something like that. So like not long. It doesn't really matter how long it is, but it was one of those like, we like to go out and we liked to travel. And I mean, long story short, we're not, no bad blood, we're just not friends anymore. I wouldn't consider that as a friendship. And it's like the first one that popped into my head because it was all cool at first, and like we were close, you know, for the time being, but it's just like one of those things where I had to realize like that's not a long-lasting friendship that I even want to invest in.
Yeah, I think that's important too, is just recognizing the fact that you no longer, or mutually, you both don't want to invest in that friendship any longer. But what do you think was like the phase of life you were in at that point that had you being in that friendship and then choose to like stray? I'm just curious.
No, I think I was in like a freedom, like I wanted to just live life really fast and sporadically.
You got me speeding in a fast lane and like to the phone,
just and make you know just do things like we went to Florida and we planned it. We didn't plan it actually. We went for
the moment.
We went in December and then we went again in January. Like I said, no bad blood. It's just like that's where I was, and I knew like that was for the moment, like that how I was acting, like the unplanned trips. So let's do this, let's go here, you know, stuff like that, which is not bad. Like it still comes up for me sometimes, but you know, overall, like I really want to develop long-lasting friendships. That means something, right? That you grow through, you learn through with people, not just like come and go. Like I want those long-lasting friendships, you know. Our families get close, you know, you know, all that stuff, all that involvement and stuff like that, and just being able to trust another person with, you know, your life, if you whatever, you know, stuff like that. So I was in the past lane.
You were?
No, I wasn't.
I was there.
So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So
yeah. And the last friendship was more categorized towards intentionally built, and that's
that's what that is. Friendships that are built on mutual, you know, with an intention. So you just leave it there. Obviously, we're not gonna. I mean, I think word for word, just fine. But yeah, so I feel like our relationship is intentional. Because I feel like we choose each other as friends.
Like ongoingly. And I like these categories as well, because once you like distinguish something, it makes sense. You know what I mean? So it's not necessary to put things in categories, but I think once there's a word for it, once there's a category, okay, like those were temporary friendships that, you know, were developed unintentionally. We just sort of fell or stumbled upon these people that happened to be for us in that time and in that moment. But like we like to say, ongoingly choosing people in our life, just like we do that in relationships. Like friendships are just as much of that. And I think once we lose sight of choosing our friends as they are and as they grow, because you're not going to be choosing the same person. I'm not choosing the same Allie that I chose 4 years ago when we met. So like doing that ongoingly and knowing that that friendship is built on mutual respect, mutual understanding, like the underlying essence of who you are is attractive to me, and I continue to choose that essence, however it may kind of shift and change. So I think when we look at friendships coming to an end, being able to distinguish what kind of friendship that you've had also allows the healing process and the letting go of that just become easier, because you can come from an empowering place of this is what I got from that friendship, whether it's the pleasure of this or that, whether it's we both contributed to one another, we both benefited from it in this way or that way. It stops becoming about you wasted time, or you don't shrink yourself into like you made some sort of wrong turn or a mistake by choosing that person at that time.
And just acknowledging the fact that you're growing. And everyone's growing. I mean, even the other person, like you're growing, you want different, your lives are going on different paths, which is cool. And then noticing that those friends that you do choose to grow with, like they'll get to appreciate, you know, you who you were before, but who you're becoming. And there's like, oh my God.
The crazy part is my ringer's never on, ever.
Party foul. So yeah, because I've definitely been, it's just giving you an opportunity also to put but like
your
relationships into buckets, like knowing, okay, this is a long-lasting friendship. This is, you know, just like, you know, like we're saying, to be able to be at peace with how it is or how it wasn't and moving on freely. and learning from your friendships, because we learn from each friendship.
Absolutely. Not only what you want in a friendship, but who you want to be for other people, I think is so important, because I think relationships end and we look at everything, okay, well, I know I don't want this and I don't want this and I want this, and we talk about what we want within other people, and I think when relationships are coming to an end, especially as you come to terms with that, you can look at who you were in that relationship, in that friendship. What did you like about that, and how do you feel that you can grow within your ongoing friendships and your next friendships, to have them be more healthy, to have them be more fruitful for both parties. So we thought that this was just a video. It was like a 5-minute video that we heard of, and we thought could really spark something within this conversation around friendships, around how we maneuver them, because just as important it is to recognize how things start, it's also important to recognize how they end and why they end. And just for ourselves, being at peace that we're choosing these things. We choose for them to end. We choose that this is no longer something we want to indulge in. And then we choose to move forward, but doing that in a powerful, inspired way. And you really get to have an appreciation for the person, whether it was a transactional relationship, this is what I got from them, and they get to be a source of light that you've had along the way, versus like, that was a wrong turn.
Yeah. You also get to discover really quick, gotta be stopped. You get to discover like more about yourself, because when you're in school situations and you meet people and you guys are like, you go through pre-K to like 5th grade, 6th grade, whatever it is. And so you know each other, you develop relationships, and sometimes people, are growing and you're not friends anymore, but it allows you like to see where you show up powerfully, what friendships you show up powerfully, and like who you are, who you like to be. So like, I know that I like to be, and who I am essentially is a powerful woman. And so where I feel like moved and inspired in that, and like at that, like, how do I want to word it? Like when I feel powerful the most is when I'm with Jalen, or like, certain type of people. Please don't cry. And stuff like that. So yeah. What do you think about that?
I like it. I like that. I thought that was something different that we wanted to try, that we wanted to talk about, but also give you a reference. So we're going to link the video that we watched together on this friendship and on Aristotle's ideals around friendships, because he was a philosopher where probably the most prominent work he still has today is around relationships and the stress on the importance of relationships and lasting friendships, because he thought it was such an essential part of having a beautiful experience in life, which is what this month has been all about for us.
Human connection.
Human connection, like how important that is. So let us know what you thought about this video. Comment, like, subscribe. We will see you next week, and let us know what else you want to see. Bye. I'm not doing it. I will not be peer pressured. Cut.
Okay.